We're going to start off just doing some routine maintenance since you've had this printer for a while, and I'm not really sure what you have or haven't done to it, even though we just replaced the bearings in the rails. But that was a long process. I didn't want to record because I'm not super good at that. But first thing we want to do is to just clean everything up because any kind of gunk anywhere could mess with the bed leveling. If you pull that off, you can see the three bed leveling switches here, controlled auto leveling. So you make sure those all tap and activate just fine. And I'm not going to get any alcohol just yet. I'm just going to make sure that there's no dust or debris in here. And I'm even think I'm going to turn it upside down and make sure that no gunk had gotten down in at the bottom of the towers. I think I heard, I just heard a ball bearing fall out from one of your original broken bearings. Because you don't want stuff getting down at the bottom of the towers when you're printing, because then it'll grind up against the belt and maybe break something. But I'll install some trash shields later to help with that. Okay, and I'm just going to get some alcohol. Don't ask me why it's in a pickle jar, but it is what it is. If you notice, this stock build surface is damaged, so you really want to replace it. You don't want to print on an inconsistent surface, but I'll be dealing with that later. But for now, I'm going to pretend like it's good, so I'm going to wipe it down with alcohol. That might have been too much, but that's pretty good. A lot of build surfaces you can clean up nice just by wiping down with alcohol.
And this one probably will have a lot of dust on it. It's been on standby for a while.
Oh yeah. I'll just get a little bit more of the dust. And you notice I have all the bed clips with the fat part touching the bed. I'm going to replace these later, but if you still have them, about the best you can do is make sure that the fat part's all touching the bed, and then give them a good little push down. Because you saw the bed leveling switches earlier, anything that adds any extra material or wobbliness between the nozzle tapping the bed, it's going to mess with the bed leveling because those switches are under the bed. Now I'm gonna, so we have dry bearings here, and by the way, I've got the printer turned off and unplugged because you don't want to do any forced movement while it's plugged in, because the stepper drivers won't like it, and I've actually ruined some stepper drivers on my first 3D printer by doing that. And if that happens, you either have to be really good with electronic board repair, where you have to replace the main board. But since we have dry bearings on here, I'm not going to add any lubrication here. Some people do add some oil-based PTFE type of lubricant with the, I guess, dry bearings, but I don't. I just run them dry. It's fine. But you do want to check these joints here, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, all 12 of these ball joints, see if they need lube. This one's a little tough. That one's not so bad. But I'm just going to go ahead and apply lubrication to all of them. I bought this. This is what Dennis Brown recommended, and it's in the Monoprice Mini Delta 101 guide. And I even bought this fancy applicator pin for it. And so I'm just going to add some lubricant. Oh, it about fell off the table. I'm going to just add some of this to these bearings.
And where can you get that pan applicator at?
I bought it on Amazon. There's a link in MPMD 101. If I feel like it later, I might put an affiliate link in the description. I'm not a lot of people have this printer. I'm not going to get rich off of making this video. It's definitely not an Ender 3. And you just want to make sure that everything's nice and oiled up. I'm going to move this back around here like this. Plug it in. Press the power button. I'm going to home it just to make sure it homes. Because if it doesn't, that's a problem. Okay, so that's good. Some people have a problem. They'll press home while all their carriages are up at the very top. And if it's already triggering the home sensor, when you click home, it might just grind or something. But this indicator light here turns red, so they tell me. I'm colorblind whenever the bed switch activates. I'm just making sure all three activate. A lot of times people will install mods on the bed that interferes with that. And okay, so that appears to be working pretty well. Now I'm going to turn it back off. And I guess the next routine maintenance step is going to be belt tuning, because I cleaned everything up. I pushed these down, oriented them. Got to tune the belts. If you had Dennis's clips already installed, you might want to readjust those periodically to part of your routine maintenance.